Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator Blackburn, always great to see you. You know, you look at some of these stories and it just gives you a sense of the kind of human tragedy that occurs when the administration is sending the message that we are open for business.
That's exactly right. And what we have seen is such a ramp up in being down on that border and seeing this firsthand, talking to local elected officials, talking to individuals that live in these communities. Jackie, they will tell you this is a humanitarian crisis like they have never seen before. What we have to realize is this is Joe Biden's immigration policy. This is his border policy. He ended construction of the wall. He ended the migrant protection protocols that President Trump had in place. And because of that, you're exactly right. People feel as if they've been invited to come to this border. And God bless our men and women in the Border Patrol. They have an unbelievably difficult task.
They do.
As do all of our local elected officials on that border.
Senator, let me ask you this. You've got Vice President Kamala Harris tasked with handling this crisis, which indeed it is. But what she says she's focused on is the root causes, not really addressing what is happening right now in these examples of stories we're telling you where people are actually getting hurt. And some are saying what the administration is doing, to your point, that this is just part of its policy, is the longer this goes on, the longer that Customs and Border Patrol down there and the local law enforcement agencies deal with this, the more it becomes status quo and the more it becomes, to a certain degree, whether some people will ever accept it, the answer is no, but it becomes just what we do, the business that we deal with on a daily basis. And that's the concern here, that nothing will really ever be done about it.
Yes. That is the concern, and people that live on the border continue to tell sheriffs around the country, every town's a border town, every state's a border state, because while these migrants are coming into these border communities, they're being put on buses and planes, they're going to other counties. The drug cartels are emboldened. They are setting up opportunities and headquarters around our country on U.S. soil. These children and women that are coming in, the sex abuse that is taking place, this is a heartbreaking situation. And we should have the vice president down at the border to hear firsthand some of these stories. And should we be dealing with the Northern Triangle countries? Absolutely. You can't just write a check, put money on it, and say done. There are issues with the communists. There are issues that are there with the cartels. These have to be addressed in these countries, and there has to be some shared responsibility and some accountability.
And I'll add to that, Senator Blackburn, that Vice President Kamala Harris says that she can't meet face-to-face with the leaders that she needs to because of what's happening with COVID. Having said that, I'd just like you to stay right there for us because I want to get your take on this next topic. The NBA is expected to take part in the South China International Expo amid criticism that the league is too cozy with the Communist Party. Fox Business's Edward Lawrence has those details for us. Hi, Edward.
Hey, Jackie. Yeah, the NBA is seeing money here. So going to that first annual International Consumer Products Expo in China could be seen as a way back into the market. So one tweet in 2019 supporting Hong Kong protesters pushing for freedom from a general manager in the NBA got the league banned. So that tweet's been removed. The NBA recently sent $1 million in medical supplies to the Chinese Communist Party as an act of goodwill to start talks about airing games again in China. So in a letter, as you're talking to Senator Marsha Blackburn, in a letter to her, the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says the loss of revenue has been significant. In the letter, he says hundreds of millions of dollars has been lost. Now, he says that talks for a new TV contract have not included restrictions on speech, but we saw what one critical tweet did, silencing the NBA. Now, the silence on the Chinese abuses goes farther than just the NBA. So the NBA players, especially superstar LeBron James, very quick to jump on injustices in the U.S., but completely ignoring any issues in China. For example, example, LeBron James tweeted "You're next" over a picture of an officer in Columbus, Ohio, before even all the facts came out about that shooting where the officer killed a 16-year-old in the act of trying to stab another teen. But LeBron has not tweeted about the more than 1 million Uyghurs in prison camps in China just because of their beliefs. Now, the State Department says the treatment of Uyghurs in China amounts to crimes against humanity. In fact, Canada and the United Kingdom joined a statement with the U.S. calling the situation human rights violations and abuses. No tweets about it from the league, nothing from players, although the league is allowing players to put social justice messages on their jerseys aimed at the U.S. Now, one more point here, Jackie. A Chinese native, Chloe Zhao, won the Oscar for Best Director. She's been erased from China's internet. The Oscars were blacked out, so no mention of her historic win because in 2013, she gave an interview. She's from China, gave an interview saying China is a place where lies are everywhere. So she has been erased. Her story not told.
She was canceled. She was canceled.
Yep.
Edward Lawrence, great to see you. Thank you so much. Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, you are still with us. I want to get your reaction to this because there is so much, and you've been outspoken on the China issue, not just dealing with the NBA. We're also looking at the Winter Olympics. Your thoughts on how, Americans are so willing to look the other way when it comes to major amounts of revenue?
You know, Jackie, I thought it was significant that the LA Police Union asked that the league censure and deal with LeBron James just a week or so ago. They wanted to make certain that this is dealt with because of his actions. And, you have the NBA continuing to cozy up with China. They want to get back on China TV because they're putting the dollar ahead of holding China accountable for the genocide that is taking place against the Uyghurs there in Xinjiang province, where they have training camps. And you also look at what they did to Daryl Morley for a tweet and supporting the Hong Kong freedom fighters. And then China TV takes them down. So what we want to know is what is the deal that the NBA has struck with China TV? Because we know the Chinese Communist Party is intent on global domination. They are not our friend. They are our adversary. We need for these big tech and big business companies to realize that they are not helping the cause of freedom and the cause of our country when they're cozy with China.
And Senator Blackburn, former President Trump, had taken a big stand against China. He was drawing major red lines and not allowing them to be crossed. But that all seems to appear to be, going by the wayside at this point. We appreciate your time today. It's always great to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.